I am Edmund Bacia. I came from Iloilo City. Later, I moved here to Bacolod City to study fine arts sa La Consolacion College. I took up fine arts sa college and then nag-masters sa fine arts man. Most of my works are visual arts and it's multi-discipline. I involved with drawings and paintings, installations, mix a lot of things, and video art. So these are a mix of stuff, no? So I've been doing this practice for the last 2002, I think. So I've been doing art, making art, doing art exhibitions, and working together with other organizations and artists in presenting my work. I also do cultural work. Earlier in 2004, we started this project, Bine Creatives. So it's a cultural organization. It's an art initiative that we started to utilize the art as a channel or as a tool for human development, for human transformation. We do some activities which we believe could help young people discover their talents. As an art practitioner, I used to involve with different art groups. Like I work with local artists here who are friends. So we do a lot of exhibitions. When I started teaching fine arts, it's another art. I consider it also as an art because it is very challenging and it requires you to do well, to engage and to tap to different resources, different disciplines to transfer and inspire young people to become better artists. A classmate of mine, istorya niya ko nga siling niya sa sagay ko no. You have this guy, Noni Alvarado, and Noni Alvarado is living through his art. Ginakabuhi niya yung art. That's his life. So one time I visited this guy, Noni Alvarado, and I was very much inspired by him. So I think that's one influence in really deciding that I'm going to become a visual artist. In college, I started reading this set of books by Fyodor Dostoevsky. If you know his books like Crime and Punishment, The Idiot, and then The Brothers Karamazov. I read this when I was in first year college in LCC, and I was never been the same again. Nakita ko ang change is that I started doing these paintings. Ang painting ko mga children. Before that, I don't do children's drawing. Why ko gaobra sa subject matter ng children. But after I read Dostoevsky, I realized later, wow, this guy has very big impact on me. Your art, the form and content of it is really, you have to tap into your experiences. And these experiences will tell you who you are as a person. It tells me who am I as a person, who am I as an artist. Because I realized lately that as an artist, being an artist is but an expression of yourself. So your life, who you are as a person, manifests the work of art that you create. I read sometime Ralph Waldo Emerson, if you hear the guy, Ralph Waldo Emerson, he said, a man is only half of himself. The other half is his expression. Going through this quote by Emerson, I realized that it is true. I mean, doing art is the way to see yourself. Doing art is the way to communicate what is important to you. For me, making art is very important for me because most of the things that you express in your art are not those things which you can rationalize. I create this art because it makes me more complete as a person. I want to do it for people who wanted to grow. I'm doing my art right now for young people who wanted to improve themselves. These are something, not just an expression of myself as nga ako lang feelings, kundi if I share this to others, they would learn something about themselves, which hopefully we could grow as persons. Unang mga struggles is you realize when your art is not connecting. When you create a work of art, put it in an exhibition, and sometimes it's not connecting. Yeah. I mean, people would look at your art and they would like you. Ang art ni mo wala ka connect from time to time. No? So that's one struggle. I think isa sa mga challenge, should I say. I think sige-sige na siya because ang art most of the time wala man siya natang gina-intindi. It's about nami or hindi nami. Wala. Art most of the time wala man siya natang gina-intindi. It's about nami or hindi nami. Wala. It's about kung nami ang art or hindi. And then later na ginapamangkot kung what's this all about. So that's one thing. I think sa aton economic system, in terms of struggle, ang pinaka-challenge ng artist, especially sa akon be, is ang economic system diri sa aton. Na if you look into that, you have a lot of art schools in whole Philippines, and every year you produce artists. You produce artists. Like in Bacolod alone, how many artists do we have? And then how many collectors do we have? So in terms of financial, economic capabilities sa isa ka lugar, I think pwede mo siya tanawon nga mo na is the Bacolod economy could sustain its artists. Like for example, ang mga collectors, they will not gamble on artists nga hindi kilala or artists that they don't like. For me, I have this guy, Marcus Aurelius. You know this guy, he's a Stoic philosopher and emperor sa Rome. And he died in the middle of pandemic. And his friends actually left Rome. Tanan niya nga mga family members, kag mga friends, nagpinalagyo na because they're dying. But Marcus Aurelius stayed because that's his obligation, that's his responsibility, which he could have denied. But he stayed and do his job as an emperor, do his responsibility as an emperor. I think that's what inspired me. Wow, as an artist, you have to be an artist. Like if there's pandemic, you're an artist. If there's no pandemic, you're an artist. So you're an artist through and through. So in the time of pandemic, what is the purpose of your art? Is right now. Majority of the art that is being created probably is to express all these fears and these unexpressed emotions. As of now, I'm really interested in working with younger artists, working together with younger artists to create art that would manifest or create symbols of hope. Because symbols of courage, symbols of resilience, symbols of how to go through this. Even it's the most craziest ideas that symbolize something that is the deepest wishes of us right now. Because we cannot give in to our fears. We cannot give in to our anxiety. And creating art in the time of pandemic is one way to address and respond to this pandemic. Art is relevant and it's by level. It's by degrees. Like to an artist doing art in these times, it's relevant to him, to her, because by not doing art, it is a therapy. That's one thing. But art as relevant in the social realm, or in the circle of friends, or in the bigger context of, let's say, the Philippines or the world, it's the artist's responsibility to do that. It's you have to make it relevant. Ang art is very relevant if it could connect, if it could touch the people which this kind of art would be addressing. There are a lot of initiatives right now, Like for example, in art schools, gina-address ang technology, how to do this in this time of pandemic, or sa mga group of artists, they would create art exhibitions. And these initiatives are very relevant as of this time. However, I think there are a lot of ideas that we could generate to make more relevance to art. Like, it's important to really connect with oneself, to connect with your deepest purpose as an artist. What is the most important thing to you as an artist? What is the purpose of your art? What do you want to say through your art? I think it's very important for younger artists to realize that the form of art that's your thing. It's your responsibility to make it beautiful, to make it attractive. But the content is something which has something to do with you as a person. What do you want to say as an artist? So I think it's very important for young artists to really do that. Oh, who am I and what is my art for? By doing that, they could improve themselves. We could improve ourselves as artists.
So as early as now, for me, mas malami siguro na i-embrace mo ang openness, open-mindedness sa mga bagay-bagay. Experiences, views in life, views of other people, kultura nila, even styles ng art form na gusto